Hi, welcome back. For today's Brass Tack, we're talking all about starting the new year. We're in January and it's time to revamp and see where we're going forward if you haven't already done that in the fourth quarter. I want to talk about 4 areas that need to be addressed at the beginning of the year. The first thing are the calendar items. You need to identify what items need to be. The first item is the calendar. You need to identify what items need to be tracked company-wide and what items need to be only for certain departments, and then also have one for the owner. We're going to have the 4 main areas that you need to address at the beginning of the year are the calendars, the goals of the company for that year, the procedures, and the programs. Each of these plays an integral part in the business performance throughout the year. These things need to be identified and planned out so that you can accomplish the goals. The calendar helps keep things on track. The programs and the procedures need to be tweaked as necessary to comply with state, local, federal laws, your contracts, and the other objectives that the company wants to fulfill. So these 4 groups work hand in hand. You need to get a grip on the goals. What are the sales goals? What are the resource goals? What are the profit goals? And what are the developmental goals for the company? Start broad, assign them out to the various divisions where applicable, have those people identify theirs, and then put it all together, write it down, and put out deadlines. And from those goals, you can then manage and monitor your progress. Number 2 is the calendar. Some have one master calendar. The owner should have a separate one because they have the administrative abilities, and the owner should have a separate one because they have separate administrative functions that aren't necessarily to be broadcast throughout the company, and those would be reported to the board and the executive staff. Company-wide items are paydays, vacation days, major events that you know are coming up that production needs to meet, major contract orders, any tours, any conventions, any industry or trade events that everyone needs to be prepared and ready for. On the owner side, the items include compensation, personnel reviews, contract reviews, any proposals that you have to go out, any major industry or regulation changes that are coming that you need to implement and prepare for. And then your own internal deadlines that you set. Procedures that should be evaluated include your insurance and reporting. Do you have your contracts current? Are they covering the entire year? Is anything up for renewal? Do you need to go out to bid, or do you have any major changes that would call for a renegotiation? Payroll and tax deadlines. Do you have any updates or amendments to make to any commission schedules or any other type of compensation changes or additions? Maybe you're adding in a whole new division and that's going to be structured differently from some of the other areas. Make sure that those are outlined and your payroll people all have a handle on that. And then finally, customer changes and procedures. Are there any documents that you want to change or that you have changed that you need to roll out to the customers? Do you need to update information? Do you provide warranties for your products? Are any of those carried forward from suppliers or individual parts, or are those all warranties that are issued from your company? Does any of the documentation need to be changed to reflect changes in limits or parts or time frames? Make sure you go through all of those different procedures and identify them in the order of priority, which ones are coming up first, or which ones impact the company the most, or which ones take the most time. Set those deadlines, make those assignments, and get those changes made. And then finally, the fourth item is your programs, and these are internal. You may have them for products, identified by products, or by services, depending upon what kind of company that you are running. What programs do you have running, and what ones need to be changed? Do any need to be modified, or do any need to be eliminated? On the other hand, are there any that you need to add? Look at these 4 areas and identify what the priorities are for your company. Get those assigned and make your life a whole lot easier in the coming year. If this video was helpful to you, please give me a thumbs up. Share this with anyone who may be interested. Subscribe to see the other videos. Always check thebigbrass.com for our new offerings, our materials, free and for purchase. And come back and see me next time. Thanks so much for watching.